Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing a short video of installing a X700 series seat on an X590 tractor. Stick around and at the end I'll tell you if I just wasted $500. So let's roll that intro footage and I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for sticking with me, folks. Like I said, going to show a real short time-lapse video. Going to go over just a few of the nuts and bolts. It's not a difficult installation at all, but I will show you some of the steps. And after that, I'll take you out in the backyard and let you see the before and after of me driving across a really rough section in my lawn, what it looks like, and I'll talk about, whether I feel the $500 I spent on the seat was worth it. All right, before we get started, we just unboxed it. We've got a seat base, a seat back, a suspension kit over there. I know it's still in a plastic bag, a seat rod, and a book of instructions. So we're gonna get to work. Okay, so the first step, obviously after shutting the tractor off, we need to pull this clip, pull that rod, and take the seat off. Oops, why isn't my safety wire hooked up? Oh, gee darn, I had it jumped out. Sorry, you weren't supposed to see that. Okay, so the instructions said to pull this pin out of here and then just remove the seat. That's not gonna go out, it hits the fender. So the next step in the instructions is to pull this rear fender assembly. So that's what we're gonna do now. Once we've got the rear fenders off, we should be able to detach the seat from the fenders. Okay, so put you guys down here where you can see a little better. I did end up removing these brackets because they were really making it hard to get that rear fender off. You could see I loosened this all up. So just a couple extra bolts, but that's pretty much it. Great time to blow all that crud out of there. Well, I've got it apart, so we're gonna do that off camera, but now we can see the 4 bolts that hold the seat on, and we're gonna take those off. Okay, so these little short silver bolts are what they give you to bolt the new seat base with the tracks to the fender assembly. So there's a trick to these. This rail slides freely back and forth on this side. So you have to slide it forward to get this bolt in from the top. And then you have to slide it backwards so that this sticks out the back side here to get that bolt in. Now the other side doesn't slide freely. It has the spring-loaded arm here, tensioner, lock assembly. So you have to manipulate that and then slide your rail back and forth. So I'm gonna do the front, and I'm gonna slide my rail back, and then do the rear bolt. And then we're gonna line those both up at the same spot. And then we'll attach this to the fender assembly. These bolts should drop right down in factory holes. And they do. So now I'm just gonna go underneath and put the nuts and lock washers on. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and put the fender assembly back on, and then I will attach the new seat to the new suspension base. our safety harness wire up through first. Gotta remove my gas cap. I put that back on while I was using an air gun to blow all the debris off the top of the tank. This is why I detach so much stuff down here. This actually has to slide from underneath. Okay, there are 3 holes. Put you guys down in here. Zoom you in. There's 3 holes there. So the front of that seat is adjustable. So I chose the center hole for now, and we'll see how that feels. I may adjust it, but just so you know, that seat can be put on after the fact because it sits quite a bit higher, so that rod does not interfere with the fenders. And then you've got these bump stops here, and they have a high side and a low side here. So I think we're gonna go with the low. So these go in here, and you just kind of snap in there, and then that seat's gonna come back and rest on those. So we'll give that a little test here once we get the back installed and see how I like the height, and I may decide to drop the front down. But right now, I think I like what it's looking like, so we're gonna leave it there for now. So I'm gonna get that seat back installed, and we'll see what it feels like. Okay, so I did end up dropping the seat down to the lowest position it will go to, because that seat does sit a fair amount higher than the factory seat. So I went ahead and just took it down as low as it'll go. It's going to take a little getting used to, but I'm willing to sacrifice riding a little higher if I ride more comfortably. So I'm going to go ahead and put the armrests on and finish putting the tread plates back on the lower fender there, and we'll be ready for a test drive. Okay, so you've been through the install. Let's go for a ride in the backyard and see what it feels like. All right, so you got to see the before and after footage in the backyard, and I have mowed with the tractor since I did that video a week ago. I can honestly say I don't think I wasted $500 at all. I've got a herniated disc in my back, and the kind of the spring effect and the way that my back closed like a scissor, I was constantly jolting forward. I don't get that feeling in this seat at all. I do still feel the bumps, but this seat takes a ton of the shock out of my body. And I can honestly say I was able to mow my lawn and not feel it for the next 2 days. So um, for me, $500 was a small investment in being able to mow my yard and not be in pain. So again, this seat is an option for your X590. If you go to your dealer, I did have to order it. I think it took about 3 weeks to get it in. Like I said, it's pretty easy to install it, and it makes a big difference. So if you're like me and you're tired of getting beat up by riding across a bumpy yard and you don't mind parting with a little bit of money, this made a big difference for me. So that's going to be it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video and you found the information helpful. Thanks for watching.